Hello, it's Greg from RewardBet, and this is a quick tutorial on our price source and how it works with RewardBet. So, as you can see here, I've got Donald Race 6, which is loaded. It's a race I'm interested in, and I've even gone ahead and chosen these three runners. Up the top right here, you'll see what RewardBet calls our price source. That may or may not show depending on if you have this particular option. Show sorting and price source options turned on or off. For this example, I'll turn it on. If you don't see the price source option there, it will always be just down here. Now, the price source for RewardBet is what we require in order to calculate the staking and the different proportional bets that RewardBet uses. The runners all have a price associated with them. And in this example here, we've got a price source of LuxBet fixed. You can change a price source to any of the individual TABs, AAP pre-post, which is like the morning newspaper price, Betfair WAP, which is a Betfair weighted average price. Now note the Betfair price should only be used if you're betting quite close to the race, and I'd suggest within the last 1 or 2 minutes. Here we're 15 minutes out from a race. So we choose Betfair WAP. We may actually come up, and we did here, we've got a few runners, actually quite a few runners where there's actually no Betfair WAP yet, so it's not a option you want to use unless you're a couple of minutes out from a race. We have Sportsbet fixed, TAB fixed, and also average tote. So from the fixed price bookmakers, we have LuxBet, Sportsbet, and TAB, and all of those, or amongst all of those, you should be able to find somebody who's fielding on this race. You can see here Sportsbet's fielding on it, TAB is fielding on it, and LuxBet is also fielding on it. Now, the prices across those three bookies are all slightly different, of course, but they're generally fairly accurate reflection of what the market is showing right now. If you find that there's no bookmaker who has the fixed price offering, which might be the case for maybe a greyhound race or a market for the next day, if you're betting the day before, or even very early in the morning before some of the bookies are putting the prices up, you should always be able to find at least the AAP pre-post price, which is here, and also the average tote price. The average tote is a much better option to use than an individual tote because it will just give you a little bit less volatility. But again, be cognizant of the fact that if you're betting out from a race, more than an hour even, and there's not a major race, then even the totes may not have much money in them. The final thing you can do with your price source, of course, is if you did have your own ratings, you could theoretically choose, for example, the average tote, and then you could go in individually and change these prices to be something which equates to what your rated prices might be. You can actually go in there individually and change them all if that was what your desire was. So the important thing to remember is that the price source is required by RewardBet in order to calculate your different options. It does not relate, your price source does not relate to what bets actually go on. When RewardBet places its bets, it bases them upon the various options you have listed in your options here. So for win bets, typically it's a LuxDiv and a fixed price choice, and for your exotics it's New South Wales and SuperTab, which LuxBet currently supports, and other operators would have their own options there when we had other operators in. So what gets placed as an actual bet is not the same as what your price source is. Your price source is really just you coming up with a comfortable option which gives you a good reflection of where the market is right now, and that allows RewardBet to give you fairly reliable estimated returns. So that's all it is, and thanks for listening.